الحمد لله نحمده ونشكره ونستعين به سبحانه وتعالى ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ به جل وعلا من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. عباد الله، أنصحكم ونفسي الآثمة بتقوى الله، وأحثكم وإياها على طاعته، وأحذركم وإياها وبعد مخالفته سبحانه وتعالى ومعصيته. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولا شيء مثله ولا شيء قبله ولا شيء معه ولا إله يعجزه، قديم بلا ابتداء، دائم بلا انتهاء، لا يفنى ولا يبيد ولا يكون إلا ما يريد، لا تبلغه الأوهام ولا تدركه الأفهام ولا يشبه الأنام، حي لا يموت قيوم لا ينام. وأشهد أن سيدنا ومولانا وحبيبنا وقرة أعيننا ونور أبصارنا وبصائرنا محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم عبده ورسوله وصفيه من خلقه وخليله، أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره الكافرون. وأشهد أنك يا سيدي يا رسول الله أديت الأمانة وبلغت الرسالة ونصحت الأمة وكشفت بإذن ربك الأمة وعبدت الله ربك حتى أتاك اليقين، فصل اللهم عليه وعلى آله أفضل صلاة المصلين، وجزيه اللهم خير ما جزيت نبيا عن أمته في العالمين. ثم الرضا عن صحابته المحسنين المخلصين المتقين، ولا سيما الخلفاء الراشدون والأئمة المهديون، سيدنا أبي بكر الصديق وسيدنا عمر بن الخطاب وسيدنا عثمان بن عفان وسيدنا علي بن أبي طالب. وارض اللهم عمن اتبع النبي بإحسان وتمسك بالثقلين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، يقول الله سبحانه وتعالى بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: ولا تطرد الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي يريدون وجهه ما عليك من حسابهم من شيء وما من حسابك عليهم من شيء فتطردهم فتكون من الظالمين. الآية is in Surah Al Anam, and there's a similar ayah also that came in Surah Al, but let's just go over the first surah, the first ayah. ولا تطرد الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي يريدون وجهه. This is a verse to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I don't want to go too much into detail, but I want to give you just the rough meaning first. Then we will go into asbab al-nuzul, which means the reasons for revelation, right? Sabab means reason, because if you know the sabab, then there will be no ajab. Ajab means wonder. You know the wonder if there is a reason. إذا عرفت السبب فهو عجب. لا تطرد means this is an order to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or it's a direction to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. لا تطرد الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي. Do not exclude. Actually, tatrud is more than exclude, expel, or kick out, or prevent. Do not expel those ولا تطرد الذين يدعون ربهم. Those who يدعون الدعاء من الصلاة. The dua means dua has many meanings. Dua could be talking. Dua could be making dua, as you know, making supplication. And dua also could mean salah. Actual salah. Here the dua, linguistically speaking, means الصلاة. ولا تطرد الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي. It means that they seek His pleasure subhanahu wa ta'ala. ما عليك من حسابهم من شيء وما من حسابهم عليك من شيء وما من حسابك عليهم من شيء. That you are accountable for them, they are accountable for you. فتقولهم, you expel them, فتكون من الظالمين. Then you will be among those who commit injustices. This is in Surah Al Anam. في سورة الكهف, very similar. واصبر نفسك مع الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي يريدون وجهه ولا تعرض لك عنهم تريد زينة الحياة الدنيا ولا تطع من أغفلنا قلبه عن ذكرنا واتبع هواه وكان أمره فرطا. Similar meaning, very similar. واصبر نفسك, it means be patient. Make yourself patient. This is again to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Be patient and make yourself patient with those واصبر نفسك مع الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي. Those who are praying to Allah in the day and night. يريدون وجهه. What they want is only His pleasure. ولا تعد عنك عنهم. Don't look at other people. تريد زينة الحياة الدنيا and the ornaments. Are you looking at the ornaments of life? ولا تطع من أغفلنا قلبه عن ذكرنا. Don't follow and don't obey those whom we have made their hearts covered. Those we made their hearts asleep. Their hearts are absent. Their hearts are closed. They're blind from our dhikr. They're not doing dhikr to Allah. وَاتَّبَعَ هَوَاهُ. Not only that, they're following their own desires and their own wills. وَكَانَ أَمْرُهُ فُرْطًا. They were extreme. Tafsir comes from tafsir. You're extreme in naming things, abandoning things. These two ayat, like I said, have similar meanings. But let's go to Asbab Nuzul. Before I go into Asbab Nuzul, I want to give you some historical aspect of the ayat. The society of Quraysh, because the ayat came within Quraysh, in Makkah. Society of Quraysh was not very unique at that time in a sense. They were all the same. تسودها الظلم. First, ظلم is what really governs. The strong kills the weak. The strong fish eats the weak fish. Just like the jungle. Sometimes you see even till nowadays, after 1500, almost 25 years, you still see weak. The strong taking the weak. Anyway, remember the German philosopher Nietzsche who said, might makes right? Quraysh was might is right. I have might, then I have right. Okay. Not only that, in the society of Quraysh at that time, if you are not among those who are numbered, counted, have a long history of strong family and strong political and financial background, then you are nothing. You have absolutely no rights. You are lower. You can't even talk. Mas'hud. Crushed. Women, absolutely no rights. Strict no rights. Children, if they have a female baby, they bury the baby. Look at the kind of violent society with it. They live their lives based on robbery. Stopping the convoy that go up down, they stop them, they rob what they have, they get their women slaves, they kill their people, they give the money, that's how they live. It's just a society that, and then more than that, those who are known to be leaders, those who are basically gang members. If you want to say gang leaders, not gang members really, gang thugs. Why? Because those are the most toughest, the most violent, and the most ruthless people leading. And those are the people who should be feared. Okay, that's of course, this picture is not an absolute, because there is no absolute picture in anything. There's always a mixture of things. But generally, you want to get the idea of how things were as far as humanity. Humanity didn't mean anything. Human beings didn't mean anything. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam came into this society, and the Quran is revealed to him. First part in the Quran, now Allah tells him, now go and give the tahir. Do tahir. بلغ الرسالة يا أيها الذي بلغ. Go and stop telling people. And this is not only for the Prophet ﷺ. It is for the Prophet because he was the Prophet, and it is for everybody. And everybody has to believe in it. You go and say, Assalamu alaikum, قال الله يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم. You have to do that. Everybody has to do that. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam came in this and he's doing this Al-Quran and Kareem and all these things, and there's justice and equality in it. This is not what justice, equality, so all these things that doesn't work with Quraysh. You're destroying their entire system. You're destroying their entire legacy. Who came to follow him and to be around him? Those who are poor, from the poor levels of society, from the slaves of society. If we were to say, well, these slaves really, these shackles on, I always said that, the shackles on these slaves, these chains that these slaves were chained with, wallah, they are medals, they are honor medals for the entire humanity. The entire humanity, not only the Muslims, the entire humanity should stand in honoring the shackles of those slaves, because these shackles were actually honor medals, the highest honor medals. الحرية تبحث عن هؤلاء حقيقة. الحرية and freedom is looking for those kinds of slaves who people thought they were slaves, yet they were absolutely free. This is not our topic. Let's go back. Those poor people, poverty. And poor people usually are affected by their environment. And you all know that. May Allah make you all rich. But I'm sure some of you know poor people. And poverty unfortunately reflects on the poor people with their education, with the level of people they are around with, usually, with the way they dress, with the way they talk, with the way they eat, with the way everything, really all aspects of social aspects are affected by the economical status of the person. This is a social fact. Of course, this did not play very well at all, because people of Quraysh, if you live in a place, you don't want to come and be around those other people. That was one other reason for the kuffar not to come to the Prophet ﷺ. You are surrounded by those people who are nothing. They are poor, they don't have anything. Because at that time society was based on how much money? Not at that time only, no. Sometimes up to these times, people base their evaluations of people based on how fast is your checking account, then your saving account. All these things. How much money you have. This is fitr for only. I said maybe this before, but this is a fitr of Fir'aun. Fir'aun, when Musa a.s. came to him, he told, why when the Quran mentions this actually, by saying Fir'aun and that, Fir'aun saying, why didn't he have like gold and silver and all these things with him? Because if you are really a prophet of Allah, then you have lots of gold. Doesn't see that. Because he told him based on what he sees money. Those poor people, but those poor people that the Prophet ﷺ surrounded himself with, not exactly by choice, that he just picked the poor people. Those are the people that have the hearts of Allah open to Islam, came and sponsored this deen, really, in their strength, and they propagated the deen. Of course, a poverty, like I said, has always many, maybe, even though unintentionally, but it's got many negative impacts on the personality. And it affects them. Therefore, Imam Ali Amir al-Mu'mineen said, لو كان الفقر رجلا لقتلته. If the poverty was a man, I would have killed that man. الفقر almost kufr. You see people nowadays, they go to attract those people of low socioeconomic levels, and they try to change their mind, say, you shouldn't be Muslim, you should be something else. Because why? They're using here, eat. Here's food, here's this thing. They're using the money. But subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always has wisdom in things that are made. Anyway, some of the kuffar of Quraysh, of those great people supposedly of Quraysh, they came to the Prophet ﷺ, and Qurtubi, I said, actually they were not believers. There are two narrations. Either they the kuffar, or they were mu'allaqa qulubuhum. Mu'allaqa qulubuhum means some people who were actually kind of paid money to say, well, think about it. Islam is good. Here's some money, here's something. Think about it. Maybe you accomplish that. You are in the neutral zone. You're not there and not here. That's basically mu'allaqa qulubuhum. So Al-Khutbah says either mu'allaqa qulubuhum or some of those who are kuffar, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They said, look, we're hearing this Quran. Okay, how long can we resent? Because the Quran, له حلاوة وطراوة. As you all know, Quran is sweetness. For those who can really have taste to it. You have to open not only your ears, you have to open your heart and mind and soul to the Quran. And therefore nowadays many times we judge the Quran by what? Oh, mashallah, he has a very good voice. Remember that? So, listening to the music. And many people actually, you see that many times, that they judge basically on the voices of the reciters. Maybe whether the reciter is saying it right, whether it's saying it wrong, it doesn't matter. Alhamdulillah, voice is good. That's how we judge. So maybe we should start looking, because reciting the Quran is not about the voices. Reciting the Quran is reciting how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam recited it. So, kuffar, they were, first we don't want to get close to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What is this, And then the Quran started coming into their minds. They couldn't help it. You know how something attracts you, and you can't help it, just kind of gets in your mind? Like when the medication goes into the stomach of a patient. Can you stop it once it goes there? You can. And that's how the kuffar of Quraysh, they resented Islam, and like a people at the beginning of the Prophet, they resented Islam, they hated Islam, but they couldn't take it but to listen to this great Quran Azim, coming with challenge them with what they know best. The other man at that time came to them, so they had to listen. And once they listen, it starts coming in. And when it came in, they said, they said, maybe let's go to Muhammad. Let's go to him and tell him, look, we want to listen to your Quran a little bit because it sounds good. We want to listen to it, but one condition. What is the condition? Condition is those people, we don't listen to them. Expel them. When we come to your majlis, okay, the Prophet ﷺ, when we come to your majlis, expel those poor people and those people who don't have anything. Because we don't belong, we're not in the same socio-economic level, we're not in the same political level. Kick them out till we leave, and then we come to them if you want. That's up to you. We're not going to tell you what to do, but we want, when we come here, you don't make us do that. الإمام مسلم عليه الصحيح عن سعد بن وقاص رضي الله عنه. He said that we were me and 6 people. The Sahaba رضي الله عنهم, him and 6 people, and the mushrikeen came, and they told the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, kick them, so we can sit. حتى لا يجترئوا علينا. So they don't even come to dare to be close to us. Not even dare to be close to us. Look at this. Some, of course, this was unacceptable. Some of the Sahaba had an opinion, said, Ya Rasulullah, those are the great leaders of Quraysh. Those are the people with the money. Those are the people with the power. Those are the people with the influence. It doesn't hurt if we ask these other Sahaba to leave, so you can get their hearts close to Islam, the big people. And once they become Muslims, then it's okay. It's a point. We're learning that. Till they get their hearts close to Islam, they're in Quran. During these times, and the Sahaba make the suggestions, some of the Sahaba like all these things, the ayah Jibreel comes on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and tells him, قال الله تعالى ولا تطرد الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي. Do not expel. Do not expel those who are making prayers to Allah during the day and during the night. يريدون وجهه. They want his pleasure. ما من حسابك عليهم عليك من شيء ولا من حسابك عليهم من شيء فتأخذهم فتكون من الظالمين. You expel them, then you'll be among those who commit injustices, and the Prophet ﷺ will not commit injustices. The kuffar of Quraysh, they said we have a point. What is the point in the argument? Is there only one? Those people really don't have appreciation for the Quran, because Quran came in the Arabic language, and the Arabic language had levels. People know it's knowledge. People know higher levels, lower levels of the Arabic language. come from low socioeconomic levels, how can they have appreciation for the Quran? So maybe you shouldn't be spending time with it. One. Number two, they said these people smell. Look at the clothes, because how many people, they look at the clothes they're wearing. Look at the way they talk. Look at the way they act. Look how they sit. Look what they eat. How can you put us with us? And then Khutbah, and all these people. You put us with them. Abu Jahl, you can't. Number three, the third reason that the Prophet ﷺ, they told him, those people really, Ya Muhammad ﷺ, they told him, those people are not really following you based on principle. I like that. They're following you because they're so poor, they figure if they follow you, they might get some piece of bread. They might get some food. They might get some clothing. Because they're not following, they figure, we have nothing to lose anyway. So they're telling you that they're not based on principle, they're not following you because they really believe. They're following you because they can eat. He gives some food that eat. He gives some clothing, they have some clothing. And they've got nothing to do with it. If someone has nothing to do with it, what's worth of that? That's nothing. That's what they're doing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in many situations like this, addresses the situation immediately and directed the Prophet ﷺ in a very precise manner and very strong manner really. فَتَقُودَهُمْ فَتَكُونَ مِنَ الظَّالِمِينَ. If you were to expel them, then you would be committing injustices. You would be among those who commit injustices. Impossibility. First of all, let's go into the ayah now and try to dissect the ayah. وَلَا تَقُودْ. Don't expel them. Why? The ayah is trying to tell us this. O Muhammad ﷺ, if you were to expel those who are making prayers to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during the day and during the night, if you were just because on the request of the other tyrants to expel them, then you would be following the injustices and you would be doing injustices, and that is the wrong thing, because you should not evaluate humans based on what they say. Because what they say, they evaluate humans based on what they have, what they live, on the kind of clothes they wear, on how much money they have, and what families they come from. This is not what Islam evaluates people based on. The ayah is trying to condense the economy to say the karama of insan, the honor of a human being. To emphasize the humanity that Islam shed light on. This is a matter of humans. There is no difference between anybody. Everybody is human. The clothes that you wear doesn't make you any better. The degree that you have don't make you so necessarily any better. Because there is no condition with that. Knowledge is important. What makes humanity, of course, and prosperity are two things. Al-ilm wal-akhlaq. Knowledge and morals. Standards. Because knowledge without morals, what does it do? Leads to destruction. Leads to destruction. Always. Therefore, the Prophet ﷺ, I'll take you this, to this, think about this. The Prophet ﷺ, after he came with all these Quranic ayat that have biological agenda or biological meanings and biological meanings, physics, chemistry, principles of many things in the Quran, emphasized after the knowledge, emphasized what this message is all about, and he said, I came to conclude the standard of morality. Then what do we have here? Morals and knowledge. Not one without the other. Let's take a picture of what happens when we have knowledge without morals. Because nowadays, in nowadays world, we claim advancement, knowledge advancement or advancement in sciences. At the same time, that's true, and there's also a retroactive advancement, let's say, in what? In morality. First thing with advancement in science, now you have cell phones, you have planes, you have jets, and what happens to morality? It's going down and down and down and down and down. And even we have people in this country who lived here, who were here for 30, 40 years ago, they said it wasn't like that. The family was not like that. The kids used to obey their parents. The that, well, the family did not behave like this. The family unit was much stronger. Huh? We didn't have all these problems. People who did bad things, they did, even whatever religion they were, whether they were Christians, Jews, atheists, whatever they were, you know, we couldn't. Again, this is shameless, shameful to do something like that. Huh? So you see, along down here, advancement in science, there is what? There is a degeneration in morality. And that's actually, it's a very lethal combination. And why do I say it's a lethal combination? I'll give you this example, and history is full of examples. When Nazi Germany tried to occupy the world, killed so many people, and the name of what? We want to conquer you, we want to do this. And what, based using what? Science, the science, because they were the most advanced, or one of the most advanced countries as far as science in the world. They use science to do what? To kill people. They made their scientists what? Make weapons of mass destruction. That's what, this is the dirty science. Because what? It's not accompanied by morality. It's not accompanied by akhlaq. This kind of science does not serve humanity. No, you cannot say it. How can you serve humanity when you try to annihilate humanity? You can't do that. Serving humanity, serving them with all causes. Not by killing them. You see? Therefore, if you go back to the history of Muslims and Islam, Muslims, they discovered the circulation of the blood, Jabal al-Hayyan, chemistry, the fundamentals of chemistry by Jabal al-Hayyan, Al-Razi and mathematics, all these things. You will never see throughout the history of Muslims that we invented any weapons of mass destruction. Really? Well, actually Muslims, when they had to fight, they imported some of these, like these things that throw things at the other army, they imported it from Rome and from Persia. Because these people defended themselves by what they did. We don't want to go too much into this, but I mean, of course, these things changed now in the past 200, 300, 400 years, because what? We started taking this theory of we should be in that arms race, we should be superior in the field of arms and military, and don't worry about anything else. That's why you lost. And we try to catch up, and we'll never catch up. You have to go back to the Quran and the Sunnah of Rasool. So don't worry about the arms. We have to go back to education. We have to go back to the ayah of the Quran, which we have left abandoned. We abandoned the Quran, we abandoned the Sunnah. Theoretically speaking, we don't. But practically, many of us do. We all probably are guilty at some point. That's, again, just so we know. There has to be ilm and akhlaq. There has to be what? There has to be knowledge, and there has to be morality. This way we can lead to humanity in the world. Can you become? Therefore, in Islam, it came in this ayah as to try and tell you there's no difference between those people, no matter how hard they are economically, politically, financially, whatever it is, than the other people. You don't discriminate them based on that. They're all the same. Because all of them will come back to what? They all came, human being came from two wombs. The womb of his mother, before he was born, and the womb of the earth after he's going to die. You're going to be contained, regardless. And all these faces, no matter what they are, will be dipped in the sand, will be left for these things, for these organisms in the grave to deal with them, and to eat them, and to destroy them, and to ruin them, regardless. Whether you use the best creams on your face, and your face is so delicate, or whether you're very hard working, and the sun shines on your face 24 hours a day. Whether you wear the Giorgio Armani of the last mold of Giorgio Armani $2,000 suits, or you don't wear basically but what to cover your body. The same thing, you're going to be treated equally in that same. And when Anta or Akir, they come and ask you, they don't say doctor, chief of charitable organization, how are you today? Huh? No. Who's your lawyer? You say, here I have clearance. Or I have this passport. Passport here? Who do you believe in? Man Rasool. Who is your prophet? Man Dino. What are you marrying? yes, sometimes no. Okay. Sometimes yes, sometimes misguided answer. Because now accountability comes. There is no more, maybe call Rasool, maybe call somebody I know. لا تقول الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي. الآية القرآنية now comes to another level, higher level. And I want you to follow with this. Remember what the kuffar told the Prophet ﷺ. They told him these people, number one, they don't have appreciation for what? For what you're saying. They cannot even understand the capacity, number one. Number two, they are not equal. Number three, they are not coming and following you based on principle. They are following you because you can think them. Look who defends those people now. The ayah comes, يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ وَلَا تَطْرُدُ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ. And then الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ. Those are making dua to their lords, to their Lord. They're making dua to their Lord. That means they're praying to their Lord. These people are praying. Those people aren't praying. The difference between those who pray and those who don't pray. Because those who pray, inshallah, will be in Jannah, and those who don't pray in Jannah. Number one, they pray to Allah. So don't make them equal to those who don't. Not only that, يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. Allah is telling the Prophet ﷺ the principle, the niyyah, the inside of the heart of those people, they're actually wanting and they're looking and seeking to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In other words, what is this doing? It's refuting what you are saying that these people are what? They're following you because they want bread. Because it's for a loaf of bread they're following you. Allah doesn't know. Because they are praying because they want to seek my pleasure. They're praying because they want to be obedient to me. That's why they are praying. And again, that's a higher level of the ayah because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defends those who believe. In Allah yudafi'u 'anil ladhina amanu. Of course, defends them immediately clear. What is this ayah telling us also? Telling the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and telling all of us, don't judge because you think that that's what they're doing. Huh? See somebody go to the masjid prays, oh, he's just doing that to show people. How do you know? Have you looked in his heart? Have you seen at that time when he said Allahu Akbar? Have you? Did you? Did you really come here and tell me this is what he's thinking? Huh? These people are looking at them, they're poor, they don't have anything, and they're following you so they can eat. Have you looked in their hearts and you know this is what they're doing? Someone gives zakat and other people say, hey, he's doing zakat because he wants to show off. Did you look in his heart to see that he's doing that so he can show off? Is this what you really know? Huh? This is a problem that we, again, this ayah, this chapter, this segment of the ayah that said, is actually addressing a huge problem. Well, Imam Tirmidhi in his Sunnah, with Hadith Hasan, وهو صحيح لغيره actually also, إذا رأيتم رجلا يأتي المساجد فاشهدوا له بالإيمان. If you see a man coming to masajid, saying Allah Akbar praying, then you should say he's mu'min. That's the words of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. والله جل وعلا said in the Quran, إنما يعمر مساجد الله من آمن بالله واليوم الآخر. Allah is very good. He's saying those who come to the masjid of Allah are those who believe in Allah. Can anyone has the right to say they don't? Why do you always sometimes try to take your truth and say, I have the truth and no one else, and I can give the absolute judgment and no one else? Very careful, dear brothers and sisters. No matter what it appears to you, because you don't know the Islam, you don't know the linear of people. You don't know. And because we don't know, we read in Islam, in the fiqh of Islam, throughout all schools, anywhere, school of Imam Hanifa, school of Imam Shaykh, Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad. We all judge based on what appears to us. نحكم على الظواهر لا على السرائر. In other words, we make judgment based on what appears. You come to Masjid, you say, I'm Muslim, you're Muslim. We deal with you as such. And therefore, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Imam Muslim in the Sahih said, I'm Muslim, not a Muslim. So don't say, mu'min, not a mu'min. So he doesn't have the iman, he is from Islam. No, al-Muslim, after the Muslim. The Muslim is the fellow brother of his fellow Muslim. It doesn't matter what he is. Because we have this concept, we start praying after 30 years, we didn't pray, now we pray Allahu Akbar, and then we want to quit. Now we have a license, we've prayed for 5 days now we get a license to criticize everybody. Forgot. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala within a minute changes your heart from this to that. Therefore, as-Sahaba radiallahu anhum, was-Salaf as-Salih radiallahu anhum, they were always very careful. And what they did, after all that they did, and we can never reach that honor, they said, oh Allah, just don't put us in Jahannam. Take us away from Jahannam, that's it. صرف عنا عذاب Jahannam. That's all we want, huh? Just the عذاب Jahannam. After this, and they prayed there, said, oh Allah, please don't put us in Jahannam. إن عذاب ربنا غرام. عمل حسابك عليه من شيء. أنت محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم, you are not, don't worry about them. What these people will tell you, don't follow what these people will tell you, to expel them, don't expel them. Because if you follow what they're telling you, what? ولا تطع من أغفلنا قلبه عن ذكرنا. أصبر نفسك مع الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي يريدون وجهه. Their niyas pure to Allah. Because Allah knows the niyas. Nobody else. And this is, alhamdulillah, this is a great benefit. Because everybody says, you know, what is, you put a thermometer for niyah, yeah, here his niyah is 60% right. We don't have that. Allah knows the niyah. واصبر نفسك مع الذين يدعون ربهم بالغداة والعشي يريدون ولا تعد عيناك عنهم تريد زينة الحياة الدنيا ولا تطع من أغفلنا قلبه عن ذكرنا. If you follow what they are telling you to expel them, then you are obeying those who their hearts are masked from Allah's dhikr. They don't know how to make dhikr, they don't even make dhikr. واتبع هواه عن طلب الهوى عن مزاجه وكان امره فرطا عن ذلك تعديل. You don't follow them. This is basically among the second things that I want to mention today. الحمد لله كما ينبغي لجلاله وكماله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى. Then this ayah with this strong emphasis, what is it trying to tell us? You know when the Sahaba, there were 6 and those people came to talk about them? Sa'd ibn Waqas, of course, was one of them. Bilal al-Habashi, this man was a pyramid really. He's a mountain in Iman, Bilal. Allah, we are so falling short from appreciating what Bilal is. We don't know about Bilal. We don't talk about Bilal. We actually have Bilal that also was a university for humanity. Because of human rights. Change your mind. This is my human right. La ilaha illallah. Ahad. Bilal. What was that? And you know what was that? خباب بن العرق رضي الله عنه. خباب بن العرق هذا صحابي that we all sometimes also fail to God and we don't know, we don't mention him. وخباب بن العرق was also a pyramid of the Sahaba رضي الله عنهم. وابن الهدير والمقداد. Those people, basically the poor people. And look at those poor people that the kuffar were trying to say, exclude them or expel them. Look what they became. Look what kind of legacy, what kind of line they left for us to follow. Look at all these pages of gold that they written with their siyah. Allah, their pages they written. With every step of every day. No, Islam came to say, the ayah came to the Prophet ﷺ to tell him, no, all people are equal. Everybody is equal. Nobody is better than anybody. This Islamic message is a new message for the entire humanity. There is no difference between humans. Humans are the same. Therefore, the Prophet ﷺ came with this. Haqiqatan, I say this again, this is watiqat huquq al-insan. This is a documentation of the human rights. قال صلى الله عليه وسلم كلكم من آدم وآدم من تراب. All of you, all humans, everybody is from Adam. And Adam is from Turab, from sand, soil. to make that also in the first of human rights. قالها هو سبب is Muhammad صلى الله عليه وسلم رسول الله. كل بني آدم everybody is from Adam. وآدم من تراب. There's no difference. Therefore, Allah Khattab radiallahu anhu warḍah tells some people, says, why are you enslaving people and their mothers born them when they gave birth to them, they were free? Who gave you the right to enslave them? Huh? Their mothers, they were born free. How can we enslave them? What's the difference between you and them? That's why Ali ibn al-Mu'mineen said in the poetry, الناس من جهة التمثيل أكفاء أبوهم وآدم والأم حواء. People, nationalists, people, other people, everybody. As far as representation, they are all the same. أبوهم آدم, the father is Adam, والأم حواء. فإن كان لهم مجد يفاخرون به فليس إلا الطين والماء. So if there's anything, any honor, they want to show themselves over each other, they're all from teen and math, they're all from light. One day, water, send them water. This is what it is. لا فضل إلا لأهل العلم إنهم إلى الهدى لمن استهدى إلاه. The only difference, the only honor is those who have knowledge. These are still the words of because they are guides to those who are seeking guidance. نقل بالعلم ولا نرضى به بدلا الناس موتى وأهل العلم أحياء. He says, we will take knowledge and we will work and practice knowledge with our akhlaq. The qiyam al-ilm is with akhlaq, with limitations, and we spread it. People are dead, and those who have knowledge are alive. Therefore Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said, I finished this, which Imam Muslim hadith is sahih. Don't turn your houses into graves. Read the Quran. Because the difference between the dead and alive is what? Who here recites the Quran, who practices the Quran. Reciting the Quran is not simply recitation like that. Because nowadays that's what we do. We strip the Quran from everything else except the uttering of the words. It's not how it is. Citation. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما باركت على ابراهيم وعلى ال ابراهيم في العالمين انك حميد مجيد. اللهم انصر الاسلام والمسلمين واعن يا مولانا كلمه الحق والدين. اللهم من اراد بالاسلام والمسلمين خيرا فوفقه اليه ومن اراد بهم غير ذلك فاجعل دائره السوء عليه. اللهم رد المسلمين الى دينك ردا جميلا. اللهم رد المسلمين الى دينك ردا جميلا. اللهم رد المسلمين الى دينك ردا جميلا. اللهم آت انفسنا تقواها وزكها انت خير من زكاها انت وليها ربنا ومولاها. اللهم اشف مرضانا وعاف مبتلانا وفك اسرانا وارحم موتانا واغفر اللهم لنا ولآبائنا ولمشايخنا ولمن له حق علينا ولمن على الخير معاننا ولمن عن الشر يبعدنا ولمن اوصانا بالدعاء. وصلى الله وسلم على محمد وعلى اله وصحبه الصلاه.